Mr. Lynch likes Power BI forever. Good morning. Simply. Oh, 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 simply Deb. Not David Lynch. It's November 6th, 2025. It's Tuesday in Naples. Today totally clear, one second totally clear, scan atmosphere in general, total simple now it's early afternoon, it's noon and 21 minutes, 64 and 4 Fahrenheit, 18 Celsius. This means this is really soft, like in this period, fact, soft classic adjective that is used for the autumn, so spring period, it's a stracorso 4 years ago, as we see a fact that on last June, Jonathan for years, and also fact that we really passed the 4 years ago, the course of summer, perhaps someone followed me, it was summer, I think, our body. I also fact that a few weeks ago we entered in the autumn, now also for the autumn, 4 years ago, whatever was happened, not for the 2 seasons. The winter and spring was in that 3 years, where as perhaps someone non remember think our body was in a more of I suppose indeed. I'm sure that I said remember sometimes my proposal fact io scelto faccio meglio se si better non per so io stato per me e io non sono in collaboration also for the winter spring and summer fact for the winter as we said it's difficult for the spring the adjective non si chiama soft for the summer the adjective 8 sono in generale for the seasons repeats casi adjective sigare nei mesi si sono also film absolutely incomplete but assuredly is clear because for 2 reasons. For the first reason consists in the passage from summer to the autumn. The second reason consists in the last definitive change of temperature increase in last 5-6 weeks, 36. When now the air is completely changed and pleasant, but with the air I mean the same temperature increase, so the sum of these things makes the condition situation completely pleasant. At all these, at least for me and also for people, from reality I think or not because I feel cold, from reality I think oh yes, this depends on them, however, in general for me also good, no? And infatti in stile what a scatto sotto in general I see for sure the same thing, this is just for because it's really beautiful artistic teams, I'm trying to feel as I'm a few on this. Che riafferma non finché tre operazioni si dice ripete just before 64 and 4 Fahrenheit 18 Celsius. Everybody was atmosphere. It's anticipated. As before today we have it's beautiful. Even if it's visible, isn't visible because it's still behind the palace where تلك matta the sun matta now I'll see 3 things that I see for later when it will come out, the sunshine and the sun in general, and the first one is that now I'll sing for the same. In fact, Napolitan classical song Sole Mio, because I think it's became a bit of a memory lasting during last summer, as perhaps someone remember my body. So, ma tu sola, più bello mio, solo mio, s'affronta a te sola, un solo mio s'affronta te. Sì che si affronta mio, affronta te. Yes, Muscati come c'è singing in my head, and this is the second thing, the fact that sure is shining not only a beautiful shining but a sublime shining content sense. In fact, the third thing is that as a person no repeat the cases, it's una direct kiss, a beautiful direct kiss. It's impossible not to kiss this. The shining so kiss it. Arriva sui denti down, si tiene pieno, ginger hours of 11 seconds, an hour before, last week October, so between Saturday and Sunday, so much for me. So fact that very really from now we'll have them for other 4 hours and 30, more or less, in comparison, bold and emphasis, a completely fresh tool. Well, so, sì, sono stato a Mythical Queen, sono stato a Cortini. Always what the curtains understand the part in this room, and this is the third curtain. The only difference is in the color of the flowers. It was, in fact, the color of the second one was yellow gold. The color of the first one was pink. And easy visitor the curtain, if it's not pink, it's similar. I don't know if you can really notice well from this shot. I think yes. Or perhaps also better from this other shot, this other two shots. No, very sure this other shot. But however, this is the room so from the wall with a new white curtain with the green flowers, long flowers mix between the plants, and new since last November 1. Practically, they changed it with the previous legendary mythical grey curtain with the beautiful painted benches. It's really the day visit. It was the day or its third birthday, November 1, in fact. November 1, 2022, November 1, 2025, he removed get rid of it with this other. At among other things was the new the fourth that we used here in this room during the summer. This during the summer. Also he filmed a short video, upload a short video. The fact the legend mythical grey curtain with the beautiful Peter Bench, also with the which I say Ripper goodbye to it, also kiss it with my music interpretation of 2020 for November 1 of November 2020 related to the theme of the death was PC Factor of the death of the movie called Necromantic and the soundtracks and masterpiece. So please io si set link in top of the card and fare screen perhaps also one of the comments on this short video and I led say a little speech of sentence that I did use it for the grey curtain and off when there is that also when there is the greener shooter more when there is because the efficacy measure I say a little speech of sentence that I did use it for the grey curtain that is this but also always better visible for me its entirety in this shot at the imagination. Also for the green shooter, also in the case, it's not visible, but also in the case, also the same little picture sense for the curtain. Repeat, it is, but also always better visible for me in its entirety in this shot, at the consequent shot. And finally, from a mythical keyboard and checks coming for the PG. It's because it's different. Also, the case, I shut. Beh, questi molto piccolo, cioè, nel primo slang di ingatore, non so come si sta. Sono mi fate. Non so dove serve, sono peschiere. Finally, I hope you will get breakfast. Today it's, it's in general. Yes, also nice from us, so I can say maximum slightly late, faccio sei late, mi informarsi, è molto importante. Se dovessi fare i fondi, ragazzi, ci sono sempre tre quest'anno, faccio un ecco, se ventenne sul mette. Se si ventenne, a parte mettere le estuse su, finché te la con le sere, se non è tre sul straccio, hai due ripeto, la ridiculous si carico, ritorno su una, se fai ripeto su maximum, slightly late, it's just wrong, just on code, 21 minus. Non mi parte in cioè, se non mi attenzione, mi posso, devi portare a milioni. Da, sono io, sì. Ecco, si sono most meeting for floor. Absolutely. Ma se non senza me, non si fa posto mia. From this, I also want to think like the fact of reason Friday, but this should be a determined period where I promise to be at one time, so any time I check whether the date or day which is set to see these things, and from the new shots, in this case, si inizia a giochi, poi ci volete anche battere il nostro mania, attenzione, o essere shots, e non so se biscuits are main for combos of the biscuits, yes, and I think at one of my missing more types of chocolate chip cookies, or the cookies, chocolate chips, or chips chocolate. And if I'm not mistaken, also for to biscuits and miscellaneous. But in particular, two things we read, and this first one is about to make three shots, so link at see it in the coffee, obviously. Toast and quick chocolate, in fact, as we went on from the shot fragment videos. The shot, ogni finastra, tenni, non sul si chiesa mostonia, su si chiesa lo sto conto, sono, ma ti si should be time repeater, sono in touch after you, there was no money as quick as it finished, and this is one thing, they brought it once again, we brought it once again, senza cos'è 26, 28, 29 years, beh, si che se lo sono conto, this should be the time repeater, and that's only when I check with you, so I pattern insert it once again, the milk so very good news. Quindi dice also the fact that was a breakfast, always a bonus, last period in particular, also say it's the last period, it's a joke because I talking about the most money, but obviously I'm referring to the first time that period, but also you can say that, but in some way, we also can say that all Nicholas breakfasts always a marathon, and second thing is about CS fact, and if the Arabia CS da Conad, Italian Silas, mi sarà sempre in questa posizione, si sveglia. Cosa? Attraverso questa position for me nella Bamma. In Aranzia, fa cosa? A tu come nel motivo. Because they are really super bad. Anzi, tomorrow supposed from today, perché non tutto il mio rotto, quello che per me sì. Dai, Pete, see this last thing, forget when it came out, the season, in pratica repeat fact that surely it will be a Sublime Sunshine, and also that it's impossible, the Achilles of Tsugi City, beautiful little Achilles of Tsugi City, once again,